again, even though it's the second time around, of course. But as you can see, it moved the audience a lot, and we're hoping that the next event will have as many good things to show you guys. But of course, this whole thing is not even coming to life if we don't have some talented people that can get behind it and help to guide our speakers as well. And that's why I want to introduce Asger to come up here. He's one of our speaker coaches and helps them all with their subject.
Thank you, good. Thank you for the warm applause. It's a big pleasure to be here. I want to talk a little bit about how can you make an amazing start when you want to share your message. I believe we all have a dream, we all have a message, we all have something we want to give the world, but how do you get going and how do you start your speech? And for that, I've created a framework I call START. It's very simple, easy to remember. So next time you are on stage up here, you can use that very framework so you can get that amazing start. And why is the start so amazing? And why is it so important? It's because in the very beginning, the audience are looking at you and they're going to judge, do I want to invest in this? They might not leave physically. If you do, I'll feel bad. But if you tune out, that is also very common. So the audience decides within the first 30 seconds to 2 minutes. That's the time you have pretty much to say, hey, this is interesting. Listen up, I have something to give you. If you're out in a tough crowd in high school, maybe you have 10 seconds, maybe 0, and the phone is already up. And then you really have to work at it. So how do you do it? Well, that's the thing I want to teach you. So I want to write it to you here, START, very simple. Good. So the first thing you want to do is you want to start with the R. R stands for relationship. You can do a lot of things before you come on stage. What's the first thing you do? You come early to the venue. We came here 3:30 to get to know the venue, know the room, but also meet the people. Shake their hands, look them in the eye, small talk. I was talking to a few people, Vika and some other people. So that's a really good idea. And most people think I do it for their sake. I do it for their sake as well. But I always get nervous as well. So it's also for my sake. When I shake other people's hands, I relax. Oxytocin, the hormone of connection, is released. And we feel the connection and the nerves calm down. So I want you to do an exercise that is, in a little bit, I want you to look the other person in the eye, smile, and shake hands. Are you ready for that? And preferably find someone you don't know in the vicinity. All right, go ahead. Take the stage. This is your room. This is your space. You take it in. If you're non-trained, you start to speak. If you're standing over here, you start speaking already. Nervous energies. Take the stage. You own this room. Take it in. Smile. Look at your audience. Connect with them. You have to connect before you can convince. This is the order. Connect, then convince. We're all going to do this and say this together. And you're going to say after me. What is it? Connect. And the arm, you go forward with the arm. Connect. Then convince. All right, we're going to do it one more time. Connect. Then convince. All right, now you're going to remember this till the day you hit the grave. All right? Good. So R is the very first thing you want to do to create connection. And the next point is A. The speaker, the people here, you didn't come to hear me talk. You didn't come to hear Eddie talk. You came here because you wanted to learn something. You wanted to know something. You wanted to have a better life. So you address the audience. What's in it for the audience? You very quickly have to tell them that. How did I do that? Anybody? How did I do that in the very beginning? Yes, down
Like
there.
saying we learned something. You're going to take us through something, so we want to see what's that.
Yes, I told you how to get a great start. So you knew this is what it's about, right? And I'm saying, here's a framework, it's simple. I kind of build that theme that is important, and also that you're gonna lose your audience if you don't get them on that boat from the very beginning. So A, audience. And how do you do it? You can do it with a question, you can say something if it's public speaking. I just want to check that I'm in the right place. If you want to make a great start, then please raise your hand now. In fact, I want you all to raise your hand. Start next time. Good. Awesome. Thank you so much. So you talk in to what's the pleasure? What's the long-term goal? Do pleasure. You can do that with a question. Everybody can raise their hand and say, I want more of that, more of that. So that's one part. The second part is the pain. There are two things in life that move people forward. Pleasure, and then there's pain. Pain away from something, pleasure towards something. It's very simple. But you don't want to ask your audience, who in here is bad at making a start, right? You're not going to raise your hand because it's a cold audience. You don't know the people. Maybe if we create some comfort and we know each other a little bit, you could open up. But if it's this, we still have to know each other before we open up. So then, what you do instead, you can say something like, perhaps you struggled in the past to get off well. Perhaps you've spent loads of hours at home contemplating how to get that start going, right? So you can use these softening words, perhaps, maybe, potentially, to connect with the audience. If I said, many of you are not very good at making a start, I will push you away, right? But I said, perhaps you struggled. You'd be like, yeah, okay, that was that one time. It didn't go that well. I mean, we've all had times. I mean, I've had terrible starts, and I know how much that sucks. So that's why I created the framework. So A, go into the pain and the pleasure. The pain, you soften it a little bit with these modifiers, okay? So you do that. The next thing is, you just serve the menu, but maybe they don't like the menu. If you come to, if you're in a company and the boss said, hey, come hear the speaker. They're like, hey, why should I come and hear the speaker? I don't know. You know, I'm busy. I've got emails and things to do, you know. Then you want to build the case. Why is your topic important? Why is public speaking important? I could go on, there are a number of things. Let's say you're an entrepreneur, you need to sell. You need to showcase what your product can do, what your service can do. Let's say you're in a private setting. Isn't it fun to be able to give a killer speech at a wedding? People are laughing, giggling, and having fun, and the couple are just coming up, that was amazing, your best man, something like that. There are a number of cases in the private setting where you can use it. You can also use it if you're in a corporate company. You want to move up the ladder. If you're the guy presenting the project and not your colleague, who do you think is going to get the big paycheck next time? Who do you think is going to get more responsibility? Who do you think is going to be the manager of the next project? More likely you, because you can speak, you can influence, you can persuade, and this takes guts to come up here, right? To take the stage. So you want to build that case. So the S stands for subject. You want to build that subject. It's very important, especially if the audience didn't come to hear you, like I just said, but also, let's say they weren't invited. Let's say I'm keeping a private seminar. The people that come, they know me. So they're already a warm audience. But if you're coming in a company and saying, hey, I'm not really that interested, then you have to build the case. So you do that, mention the things that are relevant, but also find things, you can say, the typical things are time and money. See if you can find some other things that are also relevant. Those that they might not have thought of. So when you're out speaking, see if you can find something, hey, okay, I hadn't thought about that. that's relevant. For instance, in public speaking, it could be, if most people are afraid of coming up and speak, it's a big thing. I always had it. I had it right now, just before coming up here. I did my warm-up. So imagine you could come up here and be okay with that, learn that skill, and expand your comfort zone. And imagine how much more you could do if you dare to increase your comfort zone. I think that would overlap in other areas as well. So see if you can find that thing, but be like, hey, yeah, good point. Let me take that in. So then you actually told them, why is that menu a good menu? And then you want to go into T. The next thing is T. Stands for time. Most people leave by no chance or no choice, they're going to do nothing. I've met people that went 1 week to hear Tony Robbins, very famous speaker, amazing speaker, made huge changes, speaks in stadiums with 10, 20,000 people. And I asked them, okay, how did your life change? Not much. I didn't do anything. Because there was no urgency. There was no, okay, I gotta do this tomorrow. So you wanna find something, why now? Why should you invest in this now? The obvious thing is always time. You know that one, or money, oh, it's on sale, but see if you can find something else. Public speaking, for instance, LinkedIn. A lot of people aren't putting out videos there, but a lot of people are watching them. So if you could be that person that could put out a video and have people see them, promote your business, but it's not gonna be like that. The young people are growing, they're used to this, they're putting out videos, they haven't found out there's something called LinkedIn, they're still on all the other platforms, but these people are coming, and you gotta invest and learn this and really build your brand on that platform. It used to be Facebook, that was easy to get traction, it's much harder now. It's still possible, but harder. So if you do that, talk about time, put in some urgency, so people have to make a choice, and because otherwise they're not gonna do it. And I could also go on and say this art of public speaking has been around for centuries. But yeah, okay, I have 5 minutes left. So really you must think about why right now. Does that make sense? You gotta put in that urgency, otherwise nobody's gonna do it. And I wanna challenge you, next time you speak, use this system. It's wonderful for a keynote. If you have a keynote speech, a 45-minute talk, maybe up to an hour and a half, this is very useful. Many of these elements you can also use in a TED Talk, as you will see with many of the speakers. So put in that urgency and really make sure that the audience take action, otherwise nothing is going to happen. So the last part is trust. You make sure that they like you, you connected with them, but you can have a good friend that you like to drink coffee with, have a beer with, but you're not going to buy from him. You're not going to see him as a mentor and maybe somebody to go to. He's a good friend, but now you also want to be the person, the go-to person, where you can say, okay, I trust this person. If we don't trust the person to lead us to the next level, we're not going to invest. Isn't that true? Good. So how can you build trust? Most people in business settings will start reading their CV. Very boring, and you push people away. You'll be like, oh, I did my PhD here, my MBA here, and I went to high school here, blah, blah, blah. 30 minutes later, okay, I feel unqualified to speak. You can throw out a fact or two, no problem. Let's say you're talking about business, you can say, okay, I started 10 businesses, 7 failed, 3 are working very well. That's okay, but don't give us your total resume. That is a no-go. Throw in a couple of facts, and then of course some story. Stories convey information like nothing else. This is the key to change. Stories. As you just heard in the TED Talk, story. Storytelling, storytelling. How do you do it? You can talk about why you became passionate about it. Your first part on the journey. Because you probably, if you're speaking, you are the expert. The audience is sitting there and thinking, hey, I could never become that good. Maybe they're thinking that, and how could I ever learn that skill? Or how did he do it? Or where did he start from? Was he gifted? Was he born like that? I was definitely not born to speak. Everybody can learn this, and then you can show your journey. I could talk about my journey. I remember my journey was I sat in my apartment out in the northwest part of Copenhagen. I sit there on my black leather couch with my feet up on the living room table and the laptop. And I was going through Facebook, it was about 10 years ago, and one of my friends, she posted, "Do you want to be a professional public speaker?" And I was like, I knew I had a message inside of me, but I was scared. I was so scared, I couldn't even reply back, yes, I want to do that. So I did what I could. I pressed like, and I saw a lot of people that pressed that like button. And she was an event manager, so I thought, okay, Charlie's got some tickets, what is this all about? But I didn't dare to write, I want to do that. And for some reason, I don't know why, she wrote to me, do you want to be a professional public speaker? And she wrote to me, and it was not public, it's one-on-one, so yeah, I would like to do that. I would like to share my message, learn the art of sharing your message. And then she gave me a ticket. I got a 3-day seminar, 6,000 crowns, and it was amazing. I learned so much. But the important thing is not what I learned, because that is now probably 6-7 years ago. The important thing was my belief changed. After those 3 days, I said, you know what? I can learn this too. Everybody there had an energy that was amazing, and I thought, I can learn this. I just gotta spend the time, energy, gotta find the framework, how to do it. And he said, you know, it's not overnight, but spend 3 to 5 years finding the skills, the steps to do it, and that is what you gotta do if you wanna become really, really good. Don't teach content, change beliefs. Most people give content, but change the belief. Think about that. If I went to that seminar, and even though it was very good, the thing that made all the difference was the belief. So this is the START system. Can you remember them? In order, R, relationship. Then we have A, audience. You want to talk to the audience. Build the subject up, why that is important. Time, put in the urgency. You gotta put that in. And finally, trust with a personal story. If you want more frameworks, other tips and tools, come talk to me, and I'll make you a great offer just today. But you get to think about it. You gotta come here today, and we'll talk. Anyway, it's been a big pleasure. Give yourself a big hand.
Things to learn there. So, moving on, we're gonna see another TED Talk, and it's gonna be by Simon Sinek, and he's going to be talking